2025 was rough, but there was lots of light too. In our annual Breach tradition, we take stock of this year's progressive victories that social movements achieved in Canada. So let's speed run through some of the good things that happened because people fought collectively for them. In Palestine solidarity, the Giller Prize cut ties with Scotiabank for its investments in Elbit. The Ontario Teachers' Pension Plan divested from Israeli arms companies. The Canadian government made a symbolic but important move to recognize Palestinian statehood, and the Palestinian flag flew at Toronto City Hall for the first time. In labor organizing, Air Canada flight attendants defied a back-to-work order while fighting for an end to unpaid work. 16,000 college workers in Ontario finally unionized, and so did education workers in Northern Alberta, A&W workers in Kamloops, Canadian Tire workers in Ottawa, Uber drivers in Victoria, the H&M workers at Mississauga Square One, and others. There were successful rent strikes in Toronto's Chinatown and Thorncliffe Park. Tenants in Toronto, Hamilton, and London halted renovations, and activists fought back against the Ford government to keep security of tenure. For gender equity, activists successfully pressured the federal government not only to halt planned cuts towards the Women and Gender Equity in Canada agency, but to actually increase the funding by $660 million. And in other good federal budget news, a climate emergency unit won $40 million in funding to create a national youth climate corps. Not nearly as much as they wanted, but it still will create jobs for youth in climate-related fields, which is honestly pretty cool if you ask me. 2026 is also looking like a rough year, but it's always worth remembering that the only way we can start to reverse the tide is by working together. You can read the full list of these movement victories at breachmedia.ca.